Okay, you can see it right there. There's a beautiful young woman there and surrounded by a bunch of cartoon characters. That's because this woman here, Tara Strong, does the voice of all of these cartoon characters.
Wow.
And we are very fortunate to have her on our show today in the flesh. She's not in, is it not the cartoon flesh, the actual flesh. And there she is, Tara's here.
Yay!
Hi, Tara. How you doing?
Hi, guys. Good. Thanks
We
for
are so
having me.
excited that you're here. Now,
Thank you.
Now, Tara, besides being, you know, you're a plain old regular actress, right?
Yes, I
Right.
do some on camera too.
On camera too, but she primarily is known for many, many voices. You can see her; she's done Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls and Little Dill Pickles from Rugrats. And oh look, it's Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents and Baby Pooh from Fairly Odd Parents. Right. And who cares about the other ones? But anyway, no. But Tara, she does all these voices now. Tara, I guess everybody else out there wants to know, because I get people, because I draw cartoons for a living, obviously. People ask me all the time, how do you get into cartoons? How do you get into cartoon voices? How did you do
how
that?
did you know that you have this? Because not everybody can do that.
Well, first of all,
yeah.
do a voice for us. Do Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents.
Cool, I wish Cosmo and Wanda were flying around my head on the show.
Yay.
Put that in later.
Awesome. And I'm going to bug you for one more. Do Dill Pickles. Can you do him?
Ah, that's mine, yucky. Boobies!
Oh, she has to do one more.
Okay, which one?
But not Poof, because Poof doesn't sing.
No, how about do Batgirl. Batgirl from Batman.
Oh, she was just my own voice. She was just really cool.
Was she like sultry?
She was a little bit sometimes, yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, that was about it.
Who else? Somebody else that was.
Raven's on there. She talked like that. She never got very excited either.
Raven. Oh, she's dark. Raven's dark and brooding from
Raven's
the Teen
very
Titans.
dark
That's
and
right,
brooding.
right. But I
And
think
then there's Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls. And then my first job was Hello Kitty when I was 13.
you were 13.
That's me.
You were 13 years old? Like on a real TV show for Hello Kitty?
And you're from the faraway planet of Canada.
Yes,
am I
it's
correct?
another planet.
Yeah, it's a different
We do
world.
have homes there. We don't all live in a group.
Right, there are people there, right?
Yeah,
Besides you, there's other
Now, are you
people.
legally here now?
Finally, come and get her. She's illegal
Actually,
in Canada.
because of this, I got my green card as an alien. You like that? Of unusual abilities.
What?
If I just came as an
You're an
actress,
alien of
I'm
unusual
an
abilities?
alien.
We really hit the jackpot on this show. What can you do? Do some stuff. No, okay.
Now, if Dee Baker was here, we could take that another level.
Dee
But
Baker's another voice actor.
yeah, but if you just rely on camera, in fact, at the time I had other celebrity friends from Canada that were moving here that had shows waiting for them, and they couldn't get status. But because there's a billion actors here, so I'm very lucky to have had that niche.
The thing about voice acting, everyone thinks they can do voices. I even thought I could do voices for a while.
You can do voices, actually.
I can do some
You are
voices.
one of those weird aliens of extraordinary.
Yeah, I can do voices too. But the thing is, it's not hard. I mean, it's very hard to get into the voice acting group, because once you find somebody, like I cast cartoon shows all the time. Once you cast somebody as a role, you can use that person for many other roles, and so you won't really bring any new outside people in. It's very tricky. So if you can land that one big role, for example, let's say you're doing Timmy Turner, and I have like an extra voice who's an extra girl in the show. I'll just give it to you because you're already there.
And because I'm so good.
And because you're so awesome, too. Exactly. Duh.
Well, that's the thing, is a lot of people say, you know, I'll meet people that say,
Oh, I've really wanted to do voiceovers. People tell me I have a great voice.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. It's not about having a cuckoo voice. It's
Yeah.
about acting, and most people that work all the time are very versatile and can change their voices, because like Butch said, he can have us, you know, for one fee, an actor up to 3 characters. Most of us will throw in an extra one, as opposed to someone that can just come in and do one. And
Okay, so you're saying that there are, because I have heard people that have kind of silly voices,
Yes.
so those aren't really
it's
good
okay as a
voiceover.
niche, as once in a while thing, but to
Okay.
maintain a career,
need
the
to
people
do
that work
several.
a lot are versatile.
Like Darren Norris on the Fairly Odd Parents, who does the voice of Cosmo. He also does the voice of Timmy's dad. Ooh, Timmy! And he does the voice of Jorgen von Strangle, who talks like this very loud all
And
the
then
time.
Tough Puppy.
And then he's in Tough Puppy. He plays the chameleon, and he plays the chief on there. So
Right.
Darren does about 8 different voices just off the top of
Yeah.
his head, and so do you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, many
and
voices.
then often there'll be another voice that just comes to you. I'm like, where was that guy living?
Yeah, I know,
Okay, so I have a
exactly.
question though. How did you know that you were able to do this?
You just never shut up.
I
That's
never
pretty
shut up.
much
No,
what
no,
it
no.
was.
I always did do funny voices, and my mom used to tell a story that we'd go into stores and I'd say, let's pretend we're from England, or let's do this. And so I always did do silly voices, as most kids do.
Because you and I talk this way
Yeah,
all
we
the
do
time,
all
don't
the
we?
time, yeah.
We always talk like we're
Yeah,
from
and
England.
it comes in handy sometimes, doesn't it? Yeah.
No one believes us, though.
No, but it's good if you need something. Like, can I have that
Right.
money you took? Like, you know.
Now,
it's
did you
better.
hear? Okay, because I was
Yeah.
listen. This is like awesome for me because did you like hear the voice and you could automatically do it? Like I've heard accents, but I can't do them.
Yes, because I have a good ear, and you'll find most voiceover actors are singers because we have good ears. That
But
we
a
can
good ear
mimic.
meaning what?
Meaning we can mimic and we hear
Okay.
pitches really well, and we can hear a sound. Like if I've got an accent to do for a job that I don't know, I will call that area. I mean, I've called Worcester, I've called Poland, I've called, and like, I'll think of something that someone will have like a really local dialect, like a Baskin Robbins or a library or something.
I just hope a Mexican guy doesn't answer in Poland. You call Poland, and the guy goes, orale, and you're like, it's a Polish accent.
Yeah, and then
Great.
I'll hear it and I'll ask them to do my script for me and I'll mimic their sound. So without a good ear, you can't really maintain a good career.
Yeah, I find that the fake English accent does not work on actual
Oh
English
God!
people.
And by the
They will
way,
just go
a
like
lot
this.
of that stuff.
It doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
gets
all right,
overseas and makes people angry that they're.
Yes,
you know,
I have heard
there's
that,
an
yes.
Australian horrible accent when you have great access to hear an Australian accent or Australian actors that could have done it really well.
Now, because we have a limited amount of time, we have to get to her. You have an amazing product. that
Well,
you've
you know, also, not
invented.
only is she an amazing actress,
Right,
voiceover,
and-
but she
and-
also is a mom
Yes.
and was
Mother
a
of
young
two.
mother
Two
once.
boys.
2 boys, and came up
Once,
with.
still a young mother.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So she's only 21.
That's
am I
right.
saying?
I'm sorry. You know. And how old are your boys now?
6 and 9.
Oh my gosh.
And listen, so you came up with this. Now, why did you come up with this product?
First of all, what is it?
What is the product? and
Okay,
how'd
well,
you
for
come up with
mommies that nurse, and I'm
Yes.
sure you did.
Yes.
And for
So
mommies.
maybe we can go on to a show. We could do a show based
I'll
on.
just sit while they're talking.
Do a
I'm just
baby
going to sit
show.
over here and think about guy
No, I
stuff.
think we should talk about my whole nursing experience.
Yeah, we'll try anyway.
with him.
Hey,
Anyway, go
continue,
ahead.
That's
sorry.
another show.
Yeah, whole other show.
But especially for moms who work or who are busy that need to pump and store their milk. In fact, I would often come to Fairly Odd Parents and, Butch would give me
I
nice
would
breaks
never
to
pump and
books.
store your milk for you ever. I never did
Is that
that.
what was happening?
No, that's
But
how
he
we
did give me
bonded.
breaks to pump.
Well,
which
that was really nice.
I remember that though. Yes, we did.
And then you come home when you have a screaming baby, and especially when you have another child. The only way to store your breast milk, because it's safe in the fridge for 8 days and in the freezer for 3 months, and it depends on temperatures and stuff like that. The only way to store it would be those really ugly bags that get
Yeah.
messy everywhere. Also, the ink from the bags can actually penetrate through and taint the milk. And also.
It's hard to remember when the milk was put in the fridge. And that's
Right,
kind
it's
of
Well, that's
impossible,
why
and
you
if
had
you
to
don't know,
write
it's
on the
not
bag.
safe to give the baby.
Right.
And so you'd either write it on a piece of tape that would fall off, and who wants to even look for a
Yeah.
piece of masking tape when the baby's screaming? And I kept thinking, why isn't it right on the bottle? January 1st, put it in.
Right.
And I kept thinking that. And then I searched for it, and it didn't exist, and I said to my husband, why don't we make it?
Wow.
And 7 years later, we own the patent finally.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
It's
And
called.
so
What's it called?
It's called the
the
Baba Baby
the
Twist
Baba
Date
Baby.
Calendar Cap, and you just dial the date of expiration or the date you pumped it right on the cap.
See, why didn't you think of that?
You know, well, let me just say something
had to
about
pump
that milk in the
two-
refrigerator, in the freezer. No, I have to say, because that was gold in there.
It's
and
liquid gold, and
yes,
when you
and
don't
if I
know-
lost the date, I would cry
When you
because
don't
that
know.
means I'd have to pump some more.
I
and
know,
it was
right.
when you don't have it, it
horrible
was-
getting that
Yeah,
out.
it really is. And so we're actually going to be relaunching this fall, and you can keep posted on where we are at babababy.com.
See, this is the product here. Twisted. It's a little twist date thing. Babababy.com. And can we buy this in stores yet? Is it out?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Coming soon.
Coming soon, probably in the fall.
This is really, really awesome. And
So now, has this, when you're not doing your, I mean, you're probably not searching for jobs as a voice actress because
No,
everybody
she's not.
knows who you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're not working though, is this your other, besides
That's
being
my
a
other
mother?
baby. Yep, we've had it's like meeting after meeting, and some of the financial stuff makes my brain hurt because I'm like, well,
Well, I could do the voice of the model.
but the other
you probably
stuff.
will. You probably
Or the
will.
voice of the mom as she's pumping.
Yeah, but yeah, it's time consuming because I really want to do it right. I don't want to just put out the cheapest possible product. I want
Right.
to put out a product that's
Has
high
anyone come out with
quality and-
this since you thought of it?
There's been some similar things. We were actually really devastated because at the trade show, Medela had something similar. We're like, oh my God, it's our patent, and we checked
Oh,
it out, and
wow.
it's not. Our patent actually is the only one that exists where it's the dating system where it says, an actual January 1st
Okay.
or whatever it is, and that's
Cool.
important for milk in the freezer.
Yeah,
So we're
yeah.
the only one in that, and our patent covers it. So if someone else comes up with it, we'll chase them down. So you let
But
me
you know what? This is definitely a faith builder because it didn't just happen overnight.
Oh no, and you know what? It's so easy to give up when you have a vision or you have a dream, when there's roadblocks in the way, like our first factory, failed a bunch of tests, and our first run, didn't go exactly how I wanted it to go and how I pictured it. And like I said, I wanted to put out a quality product, and I saw this. I get my visions, I don't know about you, like 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning when no one else is awake, and it just keeps coming to me clearer and clearer when I'm really clear and I think of all the things that I want it to be.
Right.
And I do believe that, walls are put up for people that don't want it bad enough.
Yeah.
And when you want something, you keep going. And no matter what religion you are, faith plays such a huge role in that, and I really just kept picturing it finished and felt the excitement of how I would feel
Oh, that is
once I
great.
had this to show to
You know,
people and
there's
never gave up.
We always like to close out with a foundation scripture. I think the perfect one for you is Habakkuk. It's an interesting name in the Bible. Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 2, and that says,
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Write down the vision and make it plain on tablets. What you do is sometimes what I'll do is if I have a vision, I'll write it down. I'll say, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do this. I have a thing at my house that says, I'm going to make the next Star Wars. And that's starting to come to pass in a different way, but I'll talk about that later. But if you write it down, you can always say to the enemy who tries to tell you, no, it's not going to happen, you say, look, it's written. And you show it up to him like that.
I've
So-
done that. In fact,
Yeah.
about 7 years ago, I wrote, I am so happy and grateful that Baba Baby is taken off and a
There
finished
you go.
product. And
you
I
don't even
believe
need the
in that
faith
too.
anymore because here it is. Like, here
And
it is.
especially when there's times where you're like, oh my God, this may not happen. Like, nope, nope, nope.
Oh, yeah, I don't
know
take
what
no.
I know what I wrote down.
Yeah.
You know, for us too, it's like, no, I know what God has already told us to do or
That's
spoken
right.
or whatever.
I feel that
you
way
know.
too. It's in your heart. And if you can feel the excitement of whatever you want, you can manifest it with faith.
So,
Yeah.
Tara, would you close us out with a voice? Let's say goodbye as Timmy Turner real
No,
quick.
say goodbye as all your characters.
Yeah, I got all 80 of them. So Timmy Turner says,
Goodbye, thanks for watching. See you later.
and give us one more.
one more voice?
I don't know,
What should
someone
I
else.
say?
Why don't you say as Bubbles from Powerpuff, say, we really appreciate you watching Heart to Heart. Come again.
We really appreciate you watching Heart to Heart. Come again. Our mojo will get you!
All right, thanks, Tara.